All right, guys and gals, it's about that time of day again here, folks. Newsletter time. JJ here. SchoolOfTrade.com. SidewaysMarkets.com is our blog address. Coming at you with another nightly newsletter. Today is Monday evening, November 10th, 2014. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Boy, I can't believe we're cruising into the second week here of November. We got a very short week this week, though. We'll be celebrating all of our veterans tomorrow for Veterans Day. But I wanted to put together a somewhat brief but valuable newsletter for you guys tomorrow in case you happen to be indulging in some low volume price action tomorrow. So we're going to talk about the plan for a holiday trading strategy for tomorrow. We'll talk about what to expect tomorrow. But before we jump into our newsletter here for you this evening, you know what we always start with. I want to remind you guys, make sure you're watching this video on our trading blog right now. Head on over to SidewaysMarkets.com. And if you're watching this video right now on our YouTube page, you'll notice there is a link below the video so that you can get over here to this, right, to our blog page. Now, follow that link below the video if you're watching the YouTube page. And there are three things here I want you guys to be aware of here. Three reasons why you got to get over to our blog. First of all, you can download all the charts for tonight. All the charts I'm going over tonight, you can download all of them. They're right below the video. Second thing here, free pass. I get hundreds of questions every week. How do I get a trial of the trade room? How do I get a chance to see what happens inside of our trade room? How do you guys use these levels off the newsletter? What does it feel like to be a member? Guys, I get a free pass for you. So if you're curious, you're not a member with me yet, and you want to come in the back door here of our live trade room, I've got a free pass for you guys. Come out and join us in that live trade room any day this week, except for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be off. And of course, third thing here, we've got your nightly newsletter mailing list. I want to remind you guys, you can register for our nightly newsletter email list. That way you'll never miss another newsletter. Now guys, if you grab your free pass or if you register for our nightly newsletter list, please make sure you check your email, including your spam folders and your junk folders, and make sure you get the verification email. I'm going to send you a verification email to make sure that you are not a robot. So three things on our blog today. Download the charts for tonight's video below the video player here on our blog. Second thing here, grab your free pass. And third thing there, right, register for our nightly newsletter mailing list. All right, guys, let's rock and roll. Helmets on, seatbelts fastened. We start here with the darling of the equity markets, right? Well, maybe not the darling, the mini Russell. Now, Russell has been bullish, hasn't it been bullish, boy, the past few weeks? But we've been talking about this, right? Last time we saw each other on Thursday of last week, my exact words were, be aware, we're probably going to break out on Friday. Friday was non-farm payrolls, and boy, was this just a little bit of a puppy dog, right? I mean, this is a pussycat type of little breakout here. Not a lot of action, as you can see here to the upside. We barely missed the pullback into our symmetrical buy zone. We've been watching this for, I mean, it seems like a month now, but it really was just pretty much all last week. So we're bullish on the Russell right now, but it never pulled back on our slower anchor chart, right? So it never pulled all the way back. So the best buying opportunities were down here at the 57 point or 53.7. So we never got a real easy way to get into this buy. Now, if you're a long-term buyer, we've basically missed our easy money buy, right? That's where I wanted. I wanted to get down to that symmetrical area, and then I got targets waiting for us overhead, right? I get target 1186, and then that is 1200, right? That is a big round number there at 1200. Guys, don't be surprised if later on this week we are up at that 1200 area here on the Russell. All the other E-minis are back to their all-time highs again. The Russell continues to be the lagging of the group there, in the E-mini clan. So we know we're bullish. The long-term buyers, though, appear we've missed the opportunity here. Now we have a short-term channel going, and I'm going to look for buying opportunities in the short term. Let's zoom in a little bit faster now, look at a short-term chart, and now we have a lot more opportunity. So long-term buyers, we didn't pull back all the way. Now short-term buyers, buying here on a pullback, 1174.1, 1171.5, 1170.3, 1165.5. These are very, very simple buy zones as we go higher. We can easily see our indicator package here tells us we are bullish. Okay, no doubt about that, right? All three of the different multiple time frames, long-term, mid-term, short-term, they're all green, they're all bullish, right? We're making some higher highs here. We're looking good there, but I can't buy here. Now, if you look left, right, if you kind of turn your head to the left here, look a little bit left here, you'll notice we are right back at that high here. Do not buy here, guys. This is not a good spot to be a buyer right now. I never want to buy the highs. I want to see new highs, but now I want to pull back, right? I'm going to buy at a discounted price. Buy these areas here below. We got a little trend line that we drew in down here that lines up right here as well. So all of the green boxes here, I'm looking for a buy, and then I've got targets overhead here again, 85.7 and then 11.90. And then don't forget, you got that 1200 target overhead, right? And it looks like, yep, we've got multiple time frames here. If you look closely here, we got multiple time frames here giving us targets at about 1186, right? So get some good confluence here on these multiples here. 1186 in the 32, 1185.7 on the 16. So let's go ahead and round it together here, 1186. So 1186, 1190, and 1200, right? Again, 1200, big magnet there for those buyers, psychological level, big round number. So Russell, we're bullish. And we're looking to be a buyer, but stay patient, right? Stay patient on the buy side. How about we move to gold? Now, here is a very, very big important scenario. Okay, now I want you to think about this for a second. Think about this for a second and what happened here. Well, gold, turn the indicators off real quick. Gold made a new higher high here. Right? This is after the non-farm payroll report on Friday. This is this is expected, right? This is expected. Gold's going to be pretty wild after non-farm payrolls on Friday. We got the higher high. Now, the higher high oftentimes is a bullish clue, right? I mean, we're making higher highs. It's clearly not bearish, but it's not that big of a high. It's not that strong of a high. So we come down bottom and we do a little analyzing. Yeah, you know me and my ingrace. Do a little bit of analysis on the volume. And we see right away here the volume does not confirm the buyers are control. So that higher high is nothing more than a double top, right? Pretty much. It's a double top. It clearly tells us that even though the buyers were buying, they definitely didn't have the cojones, right, to push it and keep going. So now we start thinking, okay, higher high for non-farm payrolls. This is clearly a range-bound market. This is clearly a sideways market, right? So I draw out trend line from high to high. I pin that trend line down at the low here, and you can see now that's where we're going to get, right, our little channel that we've drawn in here, right? So there's a little channel here. So use the channel, but the channel's not going to be the most important stuff here. What's going to be very important here is when we look back at our chart here again, now we begin to see the range, right? Now we got the range. So the range here on gold is clearly from 1179 down to 1129.5. Now, we are in the worst possible location right now to be trading gold. We're right in the middle of the range. The way that I think about a trading range is I think of it like this. If this is my trading range, I've got sellers coming in and reacting to the highs. I have buyers coming in and reacting to the lows, right? Remember, these markets do not operate in a vacuum. And so when we are inside the middles of these ranges, we're really struggling to find some pressure either up or down. Right? As we go lower, the buyers will overwhelm the sellers. As we go higher, the sellers will overwhelm the buyers. Right? And so you'll see it contained. I want to buy these lows and sell these highs. And you know what Mama says? Mama says, JJ, do not fiddle in that middle. Right? Don't fiddle in the middle. So we want to stay away from this area right now. Easier said than done. Believe me. Patience is a very difficult skill for a lot of human beings here, right? So we know that what we're looking to do is we want to buy this low, right? Buy it, bring it back up. If we go back up, I'm going to sell it right back down, okay? So just be aware of this. We got a sideways range on gold. Now, I can throw out here another couple sets of time frames here, but they're not going to help us out very much. Okay, a faster time frame will help me for my entry patterns, but for right now, though, on this gold, this is the only chart you need. This is really the only chart you need. Now, tomorrow morning, what I'll do is I'll take out my gold faster time frame, right? And you can see there's not a lot I can really do with this chart, right? Same stuff. But tomorrow, though, once we get down towards these lows down here, I will definitely zoom in on a faster time frame. I'll look for that trend line break. You know the story, right? 3-point reversal, right? 3-point reversal, right back up, okay? Now, members, if you're a member of mine, right, and you're going to be trading tomorrow, I want you to remember there's a very specific calculation we use for a range-bound market. You should know this. If you don't know it, go into your intermediate section and check out the chapter on reversal trade setups. Okay, reversal trade setups. You're looking for a wedge. Okay, so log into your online classroom and check out the price wedge tutorial in the intermediate section under the reversal trade setups. All right, guys, that's what our plan is for tomorrow. Now, remember, gold is also suffering from strong dollar syndrome. Okay, we've got a real strong U.S. dollar right now, so stick to the sell side, right? Stick to the sell side. We have a bearish trend, right? Again, upper left-hand corner. You can see the colors are red. So we're definitely looking for a sell right now. I wouldn't hate to be a buyer at these lows, but just be aware you better take your profit quickly in case it doesn't go higher, right, and collapses. So if you're going to be a buyer, treat it as a scalp until proven differently. I repeat, I'm looking to sell these highs, but if I want to be a buyer at these lows, you got to treat it as a scalp, right? So quick profit target first, eliminate the risk. Treat the buy side right now as a scalp until proven differently, okay? And again, this is really the only chart we need right now for the gold. So gold, sideways range, strong dollar syndrome. Let's stay to the bear side here on gold for the easy money. Here's another one. Now, is anyone surprised why crude tumbled off the highs today? Is anyone really surprised why crude oil tumbled off the highs? If you were buying those highs today, guys, you need to come out and see me in the trade room, all right? Because if you thought we were going to keep going higher this morning past the 80 area, well, you clearly didn't listen to my newsletter last week. Dollar, very strong, okay? Demand, very low here for crude. Supply, very high. I mean, literally, we could be bathing in crude oil right now. I mean, we have so much crude. We've got so little demand. They're calling for record high temperatures for this winter, right? I know it just dumped snow in the Midwest here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But the reality is, though, is that for the majority of the country here, they're projecting for higher temperatures. Okay, you're going to see heating prices or energy prices go way down here this Christmas, right? Very, very good for the consumer right now. Not good for producers of crude oil, right? Those big energy companies are really getting stung right now as we cook on down to $75 a barrel. Crude oil, what's my trend? I'm definitely bearish. That was the big clue. That was the clue. If you were trying to buy those highs, well, it's borderline trend suicide, borderline account suicide. So we get all up these highs this morning. We go, oh, this is just too easy, right? Start looking for that short. Absolutely. Target all the way down here, 76.70 to 76.30. And again, if you want to go lower on this, if you're a seller right now, I do have a long-term target down at 72.80. I just can't imagine we get there tomorrow. But just heads up, $75 a barrel. $75 a barrel. That's going to be another target. I should have put that on there earlier. So $75 a barrel. I don't know what I'm thinking here. I must be checked out for tomorrow's holiday. But $75 a barrel, that's an easy target below the 75.84. It's always tough to project where that's going to go because you know this area here at 75.84 is going to be swamped with bargain hunting buyers, right? So the buyers will try to take this thing back up, and I hope they do because I'll be waiting to sell it right back down again, right? So I'm going to keep waiting to keep selling short. Now, members, there is a big opportunity in this chart right now. There is a big, did I say big yet? There's a big opportunity on this trend line, on this chart right now. What is it? The trend line overhead, right? That trend line overhead, guys, if you can sell the cross right there, oh, gives me chills just thinking about it, right? Gives me chills just thinking about it. That's a great look at a triangle continuation pattern. So if we can get it, and what we might see is we might see it go down, come back up, and then I am going to be drooling over that sell here. As long as it happens tomorrow morning early, because I don't want to be trading this stuff tomorrow too late in the morning here. It's going to get real quiet, all right? We'll talk about that in a moment. Bearish trend. I want to be a seller, right? We go all the way up, look out below, right, and come back down. 76.70 is my target. 75.84 is a target. 75 even is a target. And again, if you want to get cray-cray, 72.80 all the way down, right, as a target. As you can see here, once again, I pretty much did the same. I pulled out my same little volume trick here for crude oil, right? It clearly confirms here we got a higher high in price, which is a very big bullish clue, but not when you look at the volume. The volume clearly confirms they were just having some fun up at those highs there. I'm actually quite surprised, to be very honest with you. I'm quite surprised we didn't get a test of that trend line. There was this little trend line that I drew back here. See this little guy right there? Can't really see it very well. I'm surprised, actually. That's what I was thinking we were going today. I thought we were going to get to that trend line and then collapse, but obviously we didn't have to wait that much longer. All right? Sell this trend line. Sell this trend line. Sell that trend line. That trend line is our key trend line right now, guys. That's our key trend line. And again, consider yourself lucky here if you get a chance here to sell that cross, right? Because that's a really, really high percentage short. All right, guys. By the way, also, too, if we happen to have something crazy go on here overnight, and if we happen to go higher again, just be aware that that's going to be the 1, 2, 3. That'll be the fourth test. So if we go back up, it may happen, right? I mean, there's no reason why the market can't go higher here. It could easily do it. So it goes higher here. It doesn't mean I'm going to buy it. It just means it could go higher, right? So it could go higher. Just be aware that's going to be the fourth test. So it'll probably overshoot a little bit and then fail and come back down. If we can get up to 82, boy, I would love to sell that area here, right? As a kind of a perma bear right now on the crude futures, we want to get up as high as we can get to sell this baby back down, right? The fundamentals haven't changed. Okay, they haven't stopped pumping all this stuff out of the ground here, right? So the fundamentals haven't changed yet. Okay, nothing new. So look to sell the highs, and if you're short off the highs already, guys, from last week's newsletter, right? There's your targets here waiting for you to the downside. Let's wrap up here now with the 16. And if you want to get short here, if you missed the sell from last week, I don't know how you would miss that sell from last week. I mean, it was so easy. If you missed that sell from last week, if you missed it, you better come out and see me in the trade room because no excuses for that. If you missed that sell, though, then, of course, we can see here, new short-term channel, right? We're below all the moving averages. We got triple threat here, right? I mean, we are locked and loaded. This is a Mack truck heading lower right now. But again, the problem is, just like Russell being at the highs right now and cruise to the lows. So I'm not going to sell these lows. I got to wait for price to get back up here and get short, right? So you're looking to get short at any of these areas here overhead. Okay, that's the hard part if you missed that move earlier, right? Again, if you missed that move from last week that I called last Thursday, it didn't trigger until this morning. You are currently in this trade short right now, already in the position. If you're not in the position, you've got a tough challenge here, waiting patiently for price to get up here. I've got a reversal line sell at 78.23, 78.49, 79.27. Those are going to be the easy sells here tomorrow morning or this evening if we can get lucky this evening. All right, guys? Now, wrapping up here with some news. Unless you've been living under a rock the past few days, you may not be aware, tomorrow is Hug a Veterans Day tomorrow. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. It's a fantastic holiday here in the U.S. I personally think it's one of the best holidays of the year. If there's anyone that we should be thanking, it is our veterans. If you're a veteran, I thank you for putting your life on the line for us every single day. If you are a spouse or a family member of a veteran, you go through the same thing, right? Being shuffled around from military base to military base, right? Having to always move schools. And guys, we know this. We know this. So we thank you. And tomorrow is a day when we're going to serve those veterans. So tomorrow, take some time out of your day. Spend it with the people that mean the most to you. And don't forget to say thank you to the closest veteran you can find, right? I'll be donating my time tomorrow here in Los Angeles to our wounded warriors. And I hope you guys will also find time tomorrow to also donate your time, right? You don't need to do a lot, right? A little bit from everybody helps. So help those veterans, right? If at the very least, tell them tomorrow how much you appreciate them. Tomorrow, we have stocks and futures markets are open. So why are we not trading? Well, it's because the bond markets are closed. What's the big deal with the bond market tomorrow? Well, here's my whole thing. When the bond markets are closed, I don't care what the scenario is, all of the big money, they can't hedge now. If you're trading large size, you have to participate in the bond market. It's a hedge against everything, right? This is one of the key fundamentals of big time asset management, right? You're in the bond market. Tomorrow, the bond market's closed. That means big money's not going to be here. That means just the little guys are going to be running around the markets. What do we know when the big money's not there? Inconsistencies. Self-fulfilling prophecy tomorrow will kick in big time. So tomorrow, if you do choose to trade tomorrow, and I do not recommend tomorrow you trade anything new, right? Tomorrow's not the day to go to a live account for the first time. Tomorrow's not the day to go increasing your contract size. Tomorrow's not the day to be testing out some fancy new tool with real money, right? Feel free to practice. Tomorrow is a day of market replay and research and back testing and, reviewing your trading results. Tomorrow is a day that you want to use productively. If you do trade tomorrow morning, though, get to it early. Get to it early, okay? After 10:30 tomorrow morning, if you still are trading, something's wrong, okay? There's not going to be a lot of, here's the reality. What you're going to see tomorrow is so far outside of the normal price action that I tell every new student not to even look at the chart tomorrow, because you're going to see patterns that would normally work and they won't work tomorrow, right? You're going to see things happen tomorrow that wouldn't work in any other environment, period. And it's only going to work tomorrow because the big boys and girls, right, they're celebrating their holiday. Here's a good example tomorrow. Just because we can does not mean that we should. So be careful, okay? Be careful, all right? Listen to Professor JJ. All right, wrapping up here, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me here tonight. Right? I hope you guys have a great Veterans Day tomorrow. Don't forget, download today's charts. Grab your free pass. We'll have no trade room tomorrow. Our trade room's closed tomorrow. We're going to be thanking the veterans tomorrow, which means our afternoon session will also be postponed until Wednesday. So next time we see you guys will be Wednesday evening for our next newsletter. Don't forget, head on over here to SchoolOfTrade.com. Join our free trial. It's the best free trial in the business. We've been doing this over 10 years now, right? We think we got a thing or two up our sleeves. We have 3 levels of membership. We got beginner, intermediate, and advanced, and I always have someone standing by 24/7 to help you guys out. Guys and gals, thank you so much for being a part of our newsletter here this evening. Thank you once again to all you veterans out there, right? We could not do this. We could not live the lifestyle we do without you. You are highly, highly appreciated. Be well out there. Be happy tomorrow. Invest your time. Don't just spend your time tomorrow. And we'll get back to business on Wednesday. Have a great holiday. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.